welcome to the TV show where we talk about Doctor Who. We're talking about Season 8, Episode 4, Listen. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Sam Basher.
Hi.
That's Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Steve Zaragoza. I'm just Guys, we're talking about the latest episode of Doctor Who, and it was a good doozy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
What was it called? I thought it was...
It'll take a few more episodes before, like, for me, I can decide whether or not it's, like, a classic episode, but it was a very strong installment, and definitely the strongest since Peter Capaldi has taken over the role. And I would argue, stronger than any of the Season 7 episodes, with the exception of the 50th anniversary special.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Season 7 was kind of... Yeah, this was very good.
I mean, it's easy to forget a lot of Season 7, to be honest. Yeah. But, I mean, we're going strong with Capaldi. He's rocking it, knocking it out of the park.
And
Dude's
Clara's
hilarious.
strong.
She's
Clara.
great.
How is it possible that in 4 episodes, she has gone from my least favorite companion to one of the all-time greats?
She was never my least favorite. In fact, when we saw her as Souffle Girl in the Dalek's head, I was like, this better be a companion eventually, because she's so adorable and amazing.
And then the Christmas episode, which she was okay, and then she came in, and then she was kind of...
I thought she was stellar in the snow.
I just think she's easy on the eyes.
She's very pretty.
She's got a wide face.
And apparently she likes the way she looks from the back. So
she does like the way she looks from that. The doctor says it's fine.
Yeah.
Is that the way you look from the back? That's fine.
He's like, I thought it looked pretty good.
The makeup joke where he's like, oh, you're gonna take off your makeup. He's like, no, I got it on. Oh, you must have missed some. Let's go.
Guys, I want to pull up something interesting that I just discovered on the subreddit of Doctor Who, where they're discussing the episode.
Oh, cool.
This is a new thing that I have not discussed with any of you that I'm going to do, but I pulled up the top comment, and it is this. What Clara told the child doctor, fear makes companions of us all, was also said by the first doctor in An Unearthly Child. So, given all the timey-wimey stuff, the first doctor quoted Clara 50 years ago.
Yeah. How awesome is that?
And that was written by Sad Sad Homo. That's the user's name.
Man, he's...
Internet, man.
I know. Just when you think, like, man, that's really good.
Super cool.
Then you got a username like that, and you're like, fucking internet.
Yeah.
And the response to that from Cole Scab says, not only that, but wasn't that entire scene what happened after the Time Lord children looked into the vortex and either went mad or made it? If I remember correctly, the 10th Doctor spoke to Martha about this and how it shaped him and the Master. The Master went mad and the Doctor got scared. The Doctor claims that he was the only one that ever ran off in fear. This is why he's under the covers crying. That's why they spoke about the Time Lord Academy and his prospects for entry.
How cool is that?
That's 5 full seasons ago.
Dude!
Wait. He ran away? I thought the Master ran away.
No.
I thought he ran away in fear, and then the Master...
Went crazy.
The Master went crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's why he kept running. Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm back. Okay.
That's why the Doctor wanted to run away in the first place.
Wow.
Is because he's been afraid. But like that's the thing is like we start with this amazing concept. Like we set up this really cool theoretical philosophical concept at
Moffat's
the top.
good with that.
Right. And it's like a great kind of like this is the thesis statement of the episode. And then and this is maybe where a lot of people got divided on the episode. A lot of people wanted it to actually be a creature, but instead we have subtly affected and changed the entire Doctor Who canon.
Sure.
Because the reason why the Doctor has a companion and a lot of his philosophy comes from Clara.
From Clara.
That's insane.
She took on the name his carer, but really she's his caretaker because like when she split herself up and went through his entire timeline, whatever
She's
that was.
his nanny.
Yeah, basically
much.
the protector of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So that's why she
But
was
I mean,
so
also
good.
that information came from him too, but it also was from her originally.
Right, so it's like a cyclical, it's a big ball of wibbly wobbly time.
I love it. I love that they look, the writers have this massive library of Doctor Who storylines and arcs to go through, and I love that they just kind of pulled some of the more recent ones and were like, why don't we just mess with this?
Yeah.
We've already kind of established a sort of canon history for the Doctor and the Master and all these other characters. Why don't we just kind of explore that and take care of it and have someone that is actually... There has to be someone at BBC or something that is like,
Their
the Doctor Who
is
timeline
historian. Yeah.
It has to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that job.
Yeah.
No, that'd be a nightmare.
no.
Huh? Think of the guy that does that for George R.R. Martin too. There's a guy that does that. Because George R.R. Martin can't keep all the characters like straight and all the storylines straight, so he has a guy that I think runs the official Song of Ice and Fire website that is like his main guy.
Oh, wow.
That keeps him in line with like his timeline.
Oh, that's rad.
I would hate that guy.
I know, me too.
Becky at Naloon writes, explaining John Hurt and the reason the Doctor needed a companion. Love. Just hope the rest of the series is as good. I loved, like, I was not expecting at all and didn't even connect the barn to the barn that they go to in the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a cool, subtle little tie-in. That was like really, really cool. Also, Clara found Gallifrey. Are we not going to freak out about this? She found Gallifrey and they wouldn't let him go outside to Gallifrey. All he wants to do is go to Gallifrey.
Well, he shouldn't meet himself, right?
Right, that's
he
a
shouldn't
paradox.
meet himself.
He shouldn't meet himself, but like they've always made mistakes with people meeting themselves and shit. It never really mattered in the series. But the thing that upsets me the most is she's like, don't ever look at where we just were. Like, don't ever do that. Like, just keep it, like, let's just fly away and not look back. Like, first of all, like, the Doctor is not gonna know where they were eventually. Like, the Doctor isn't gonna have logs of where they were. Like, the TARDIS doesn't keep, like,
as far as we know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The TARDIS does everything fucking else in the universe. Why doesn't it keep a log of where it just was?
Because
where's the history in the TARDIS?
She was using the lube-covered fleshlight circuits.
The weird pussy drive. That you could, listen, if you don't want to use the controls,
into just a wet vagina.
Yeah,
and it took
the TARDIS. I bet the Doctor has a good time with that when he's alone.
Somebody
sometimes.
pitched to add that to the TARDIS. Like, we gotta put these. Like, that looks like
I
a
just
fleshlight.
love like whoever was like, man, we're gonna need to design for the series a telepathic entryway for the TARDIS. So can you get on that design? Yes, you.
I'll design.
You want to design it? Okay.
Yeah, I want to design.
Can I see some of your previous work?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got here.
This is Princess Diana as a vagina horse.
Okay.
It's a horse, but her chest is just
real
a giant
anatomical
vagina.
you got there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And this is Rose Tyler, but with vaginas for hand.
Okay. You got vaginas in all your work?
Yeah. There's all vaginas.
All right. Continue working on your designs for the TARDIS telepathic control panel.
Thank you. You're paying me for this.
This gets so complicated.
I know,
There's like
right?
so
It's
many
like
The
Very
barn
dark, so
isn't
bad.
necessarily on Gallifrey because when the Doctor set off the bomb originally, he was unaffected, which means he must be on a different planet.
No. Remember,
So-
the consciousness in the bomb said the price that you have to pay for if you hit this button is that you will not be affected by it.
Oh.
You will be separated from all the Time
Right,
Lords
and that's why
and be
he-
alone.
right.
Okay,
That
so
was the rule.
It's
so.
probably Gallifrey. It also might be some sort of Gallifrey
So complicated.
breeding planet,
Or maybe
where
it's
they
like a moon
raise
of
themselves.
Gallifrey, like
Yeah.
like Endor.
Yeah,
like,
we also-
Endor,
A
like
wizard from the
Endor
moon.
in Return of the Jedi is very mistaken for Endor, but it's actually not Endor.
It's the moon.
It's the forest moon of Endor.
Exactly.
And we've actually never seen Endor.
Yeah, that's true.
The wizard came.
Lisa W says, so all of it is basically in his head, all timey-wimey, but what was under the blanket?
We don't know.
An unearthly child.
Or an earthly one.
Or
It's just
an
really
earthly
quick.
one, yeah.
Or-
Maybe it was River Song.
She knows. Please don't come back. Please don't come back.
I don't
and
know.
hide in
When we
children's
saw
rooms.
it out of focus, it looked like an alien to me.
It
I don't
looked
think
like
it
a
was.
kid with like a face missing, like part of a face missing.
I want to go watch it a couple times and
Yeah.
pause. I can't tell what it is.
Right.
I would
Man,
like it to be an alien.
Look, if I was Clara, like Clara knew that was the Doctor, right? The baby version of the Doctor.
Yeah.
The young,
Yeah,
would've
I
just
mean,
been
he
like,
had the William Hartnell hair and
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
That was
If
so
I was
weird.
there though, I would have been like, before I left, like, companion, here's the toy. What the fuck is your name? Tell me your fucking name. Like, I just want to know his name.
I don't think
Never
it
gonna know
matters.
the name.
It
It's
doesn't
just
matter.
Doctor.
Yeah.
His name
No.
is Doctor.
No.
No, he
Like,
got
my
a
name's
name.
Doctor.
And Clara knows his name.
Well, someone whispered it to her or
No,
something?
she read it in a book. Remember in the weird episode where they went to the center of the TARDIS? There's a book, and she opened it and read about the war, the Time War, his name was in it, and then she forgot that day, but then she remembered that day. It's
Got
fucking
it.
complicated, okay?
It's complicated.
Season 7
So she
I'd like to
doesn't
think that his
remember.
name is
Oh,
literally
brother.
just Doctor.
Lest we
They
forget-
named him Doctor. This baby is Doctor.
The less we remember about that disappointing Jenny to the Center of TARDIS episode, the better.
Those
Jesus.
zombie melted people.
Oh,
Olivia
for
Kay
God's sake.
says the link to the 50th anniversary fit perfectly into the episode, and this is the most I've ever liked Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is cool.
I'd agree with that. I mean, I also I enjoyed the scenes with her and Danny, although like he was like super. They were like super like smooth together in the last episode, and then in this episode they're both like super awkward and like angry and angsty. And I'm like, well, I guess that happens in life. People are
Also,
people.
what's up with this Pink's hot dogs guy? Is he gonna like be a companion to Clara? Is he gonna be the Mickey to
It'd
to
be like
Rose?
the Rory.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Hopefully
scenes
better
with
than
Orson
Mickey.
effectively set up that she and Danny do wind up together and have lots of kids that look exactly like Danny.
Yeah, it seems like
It's
that's
real lucky.
That's what they're alluding to.
Right.
It kind of disappointed me in a way that like Clara, like I just love Clara so much. I want her to be with me.
Put her
not
in your
with those
pocket.
people.
You want her to be your
Hang
dime
out. I
piece?
want her to hang out in my breast pocket. I want her little bare feet to tickle my nipple in my pocket.
M. Scott Anderson writes, I like how they continued the idea of Clara helping the Doctor throughout his timeline. I said that earlier, but yeah, like it's very cool that they keep revisiting that and see how she's a teacher and she's a caretaker. It's very sweet.
Well, and I love the kind of like, there's almost like this father-daughter thing occurring. Like, if it weren't for the timeline strangeness, especially with the moment when he's like, I gave you an order, I told you to get into the TARDIS now.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like, I couldn't hear Matt Smith say that to her, and I wouldn't really take Tennant seriously.
You're the one who
saying
said that earlier, right? Or was it you said that like this was or was it TJ? Did you say it? It was that this is a Capaldi specific Doctor episode.
I feel like they finally figured out the voice of this Doctor. Like they really hit on it, and their relationship was so solid, and his tone is so perfect. Like it's like the moment that this Doctor crystallized. And a part of me wishes, on some level, this had been the first episode of the season. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
it would have been a real heavy first episode.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's
Been
sort
like,
of
holy
like
shit.
yeah, it would have been a real heavy first episode, but like I don't know, like you have one episode before it that's like lighter, and then you just jump in with this. This to me, this is the primer of this is our Doctor Who from now on, because it was a funny episode.
Yeah.
But it was also creepy, and it was like specifically doing something because it is a kid's show. And what I love about it is like they took something a fear that all kids have and blew it out into this very cool thing, and making it ultimately this fear that the Doctor had as a kid. Yeah.
And I just love, Capaldi's like super, I'm really in love with him. I think he's great. I think he's charming and funny and just everything the Doctor should
such a
be
dick.
in an
He is
old
a
man's
huge
body.
asshole.
But I just love his Indiana Jones like teacher chalkboard stuff that he keeps doing. Like I just love he's got like stacks of books on the steps up to
Yeah.
like his little like study or whatever.
He's like a professor.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A weird, crazy, insane grandpa professor.
Hi,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah,
Grandpa.
like if Matt Smith was like a Dead Poets Society kind of Doctor, like get up on your desk, live life, we're crazy kind of Doctor. This is more of like a get out your textbooks and turn to page 500, no talking back.
Yeah. I love it.
I like the idea. Sorry to change course,
No, it
but
was
in
done.
the very beginning of the episode, he talks about the perfect hunter, perfect defense, and then perfect
Yeah.
hiding. He kind of set it up that you're not gonna find this thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to ever. The closest we got was that whatever it was, but I don't think. Just the theory that we're never gonna see what it is, which would be really cool because they don't do that in Doctor Who. You always eventually find
You
out
have
what
to
it
have some
is.
sort of thing that they
Yeah.
can turn into a toy and
Yeah.
sell to people at conventions.
There's gonna be like a
Blurry
Funko
statue.
Pop bobblehead of this just out of focus thing.
Well, I just love how like I think some Star Wars fan made the Force into an action figure.
brother.
What is it?
But it was just some fan. It was a funny thing, and it's just like a clear it's just the packaging with nothing in it. It's just like an empty
really,
box.
really
basically.
funny.
The Force.
There's also weird mention of the silence specific. Like when they're at the last planet at the end of the universe, he's like, the silence, pause, and like everything else. Did anyone else, did that pop out weird to anybody?
Uh-uh.
No,
was a
but where's
weird-
the Ood? I miss him.
Where'd the
Yeah,
Ood?
I like me an Ood.
They popped up with
Last
Matt
time
Smith
we
one
s-
time.
I know.
Last time we saw an Ood was in that web series with the Pawns.
Yeah.
pod life.
Come on, BBC, you got those ood masks just corroding away in your dumb factory. Just throw them on some extras
not
and
a
let's
dumb
get some
factory.
ood in the
It's a
back.
cool factory.
Well, it's a cool factory.
Yeah.
But
A lot of ood.
I'm sorry, I'm bitter because those ood masks are just deteriorating in a factory
Also,
somewhere.
someone pointed out in a tweet, I can't find it right now, but there was something a little off about that waiter who came to give them water during the date, and we didn't show the person. It was just kind of like from the waist up, and it's like, excuse me, would you like some water for the table? And we're like, no, we're fighting, blah, 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 go away.
Interesting.
And it was just kind of
Could
like
be something they come back to or something?
oddly a little intense. I feel like with all the time hopping this season, and even just this episode so far, I wonder if there's something else going on, and we're gonna come back to that.
I would love it. I
Oh,
would
that'd
love
be
it.
so cool.
I love the idea of them from the very beginning saying, like, there's got to be this through line that no one notices on first viewing, and then we go back and blow everyone's minds because there were little hints in every
I
episode.
hope they do that again.
I know, I love it when they do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool. Wasn't Bad Wolf one of
Bad
those
Wolf
things?
was one. I think the drum beat was supposed to be
Oh,
one
yeah.
too. But
And the crack in the wall was
Crack
another
in
one.
the
Yeah.
wall. I
Although
wish they'd
that
do
was like
again.
faced head on by
That's true.
episode 4.
Yeah.
But in any case,
Love that stuff.
Any other thoughts on the
Love
episode?
when Capaldi was like, man, human brains are so small, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, the size of human brains are hilarious.
Do you think he saw something? He didn't say anything. They
Oh, when he
completely
looked
skipped
in
past
Clara's,
it. No. When he looked outside the pod, they asked him, "Did you see anything?" And he didn't say anything. He didn't say if he saw anything.
Yeah, because he
think he
was
saw?
there when it happened and the TARDIS screen was all messed
Yeah.
up.
They always had an excuse like, "Oh, that was the pressure." It's like, "Oh, it was this." There could have still been
Well,
something outside.
that's the whole point. Is there's a logical explanation for everything that could have been this creature. So it's up to the audience to decide: was there something, or just was it his fear all along? And I think it was
And
just
something
the
that you
fear.
can't, it's something that's, because the power of the mind is sometimes scarier than what you actually
It's
see.
super powerful. Yeah, like fear.
That
All
was a
right,
good
folks.
episode.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the TV Show. Next week, we're going to be talking about episode 5, Time Heist. It looks super dope. So be sure to send us all your thoughts at the hashtag TV Show. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm saying back.
And that's usually how it goes, and I always love me a good heist.
I like a good fun episode. Funsode. Fun
Looks
episode.
like there's some great cool effects and like puppetry going on in the next one, some cool suits.
Listen.
Listen! You know that? No one get that reference, or?
I got it.
All right.
His Legend is Zelda.
That's all I needed.